Gun control. Let's talk about it for 5 seconds. All right, all these kids are getting pissed that they're getting shot and everything. What a bunch of crybabies. Oh, I have to go to school and avoid, a bullet. Man up and get a gun. Come on. Let's make it as crazy as everybody else is trying to make it like right now. I say, fuck it. They want to give teachers guns now, right? Teachers, because they're known for being trailblazing, accurate shooters. Any teacher. Have you met some teachers? Some teachers shouldn't be teaching. They can't read. I've seen teachers who I'm like, I know more than you do. Why are you in charge of me? I remember thinking that. I knew a teacher who could barely fucking read. I'm sitting there reading like a Stephen King book. I'm not saying it's fucking, an Ivy League book by any means, but it's got a few 50-cent words in it. That fucker couldn't read certain words, mispronounced things, didn't know proper diction. Except the diction he probably took up his ass. He looked like he was flaming and stuff like that. But I don't mind that, but at least admit it. I mean, get you some dick. Maybe you'll get some learning going on. Maybe something will happen. Whatever. But, I mean, listen. Here in America especially for those of you overseas who don't know, this is why we are so fucked up. It's because of the red states. They ruin everything. I don't give a fuck. If you're a fan of me and you're from the red states, I love you. I rock with you. You know that. And you even know, because I've talked to a bunch of you from the fucking red states. A lot of them being my relatives who are like, they're fucking batshit crazy. We don't know what to do about them. What, bitch? Anyway, you get hard looks when you're here in Chicago, no matter what you do. I'm sitting here making a video for YouTube, and you could be on it, getting fucked up. Hold on, let me get my gun. Anyway, look, we have all these people who are obsessed with the 3 Gs. Guns, God, and gays. They don't want a gay person that may have a wedding cake. That's against Jesus, and Jesus would hate it. And oh God, it's the moral corruption of the world. But you can have an AK-47 or an AR-15 to go shooting and kill as many things as you want to, because Jesus loves you to kill. I mean, like we just ignore that one part where it's out, thou shalt not kill. He didn't really mean that. He meant thou shalt not kill the right kind of people. You know what I'm getting? Rhymes with white kind of people. Oops, I just said it. So, we have this big terrorist organization called the National Rifle Association. You would think the National Rifle Association would just be to make sure the Second Amendment here, which is the right to bear arms, would just, be there to make sure that, we can have a gun or two if we're sane, pass a bunch of background checks to protect our home. You would think that's what they're there for. No, they're there to have like gun shows. They're there to have, the protect your right to have high capacity magazines that they could take out dozens upon dozens upon dozens of people at a time. And that's okay. They're in everybody's ass in Washington. Why are they involved in this shit? They're not a fucking political organization. They shouldn't be. So all these kids are getting shot up. This has been going on since the 90s now. Let's break it down. It started in the 80s. That's when the going postal thing started, right? Remember that term, going postal, here in the United States? That meant people were shooting up post office. Well, that wasn't good enough. I mean, fuck them. Postal workers are tired anyway, and they're all useless, so fuck them, let them kill each other. Then there were workplace shootings that started. It was 90s, like 1990 it started. I remember the first mass shooting I remember was Lubby's in Texas. That was a guy drove through with his car. Now, I know for all the people, cars can kill people too. Really, motherfucker? Then how come that motherfucker didn't manage to kill everybody with his pickup? No, he burst into a restaurant, couldn't get past the carnage he caused and shit in the first hump of the restaurant or a broken window or whatever. So he got out, had a bunch of assault weapons, and killed dozens upon dozens of people. Then the high school shooting started later on with Columbine, then Virginia Tech. We keep losing all these kids and we do nothing about it. I thought for goddamn sure after Sandy Hook, after preschoolers, kindergartners were gunned the fuck down, that we would get some kind of goddamn sense together and be like, listen, this is fucking insane. No, we have people like Alex Jones, that fucking cokehead. Stop doing lines, you fat fuck. I'd like to punch him in his fat cokehead face. Cokeheads, man, they really can't punch too hard. I swear to God, I'll beat the shit out of Alex Jones I've ever seen. Slap that motherfucker. I'll take my shoe off and shoe beat that bitch. I can't stand that motherfucker. Oh, he annoys me. And he's still, to this day, his little minion followers believe in shapeshifters and everything else. And, ooh, secret society, ooh. Maybe I'm one of them. Maybe I'm one of the lizard people trying to get you. Shut the fuck up. They still have been harassing the families of those victims who lost kids right before Christmas time, calling him up saying your kid was a false flag actor. False flag. Shut the fuck up. You wouldn't know a false flag if it hit you in the goddamn face. I'm not saying they don't exist, but trust me, they're not for, Joe Bob wouldn't be able to spot them coming. That definitely is a false flag because you're not smart enough. Only thing you know how to do is fuck your sister really well. That's all you know how to do. So now we've got all this debate about gun control and everything like that. And now Trump's genius idea is let's just give the teachers guns. And I'm for it. Let's give the teachers guns. Let's give the stupid GED having teachers guns. Let's give them guns. Let's give preschoolers guns. Let's start, we can make them cute. We could bedazzle them. They could be, for the girls could have pink, the boys could have blue guns. And if they're old enough to walk, they're old enough to shoot. All right? If they don't like the snack served at sippy time, maybe they know it's laced with something, they could just blow their fucking teacher away right there and then. Hey, I would have loved to have had it. At kindergarten, when I didn't get the blocks that I wanted to play with, I'd have blew the little bitch's head off, right? Why not? Let's everybody have an assault weapon. How about that? Let's make school really fun. They're all in your desk. If there's a shooter situation, everybody gets armed, runs amok, starts shooting, trying to get the shooter and be Johnny Hero while they clip a couple other innocent kids on the way. Hey, why not make bombs legal? I mean, let's do it. Fuck it. If you're under the, for the Second Amendment and all that, and you think people should be able to own assault weapons, I'm not talking about regular guns, assault weapons, why not make bombs legal? Shit, I'm sure, I'm a thinking person. I would know not to use a bomb, at a fucking shop. I would know how to use it just to defend my family. I shouldn't have one. That's batshit insane. But why not? Let's make grenades too available in schools. Just look, it's gonna be a bunch of schools. You're gonna see explosions and people just diving around and running amok and they could have crossbows and shit in the school too. Make the Hunger Games meets Battle Royale in the middle of the school. These people are the worst kind of people ever. Again, this is not about you owning a gun to protect your house. And I love what these little gun people do. What if this housewife in this one random video we found hadn't had her gun to protect her family when those two guys broke in? Okay, she should have that gun to protect her family when those two guys broke in. There's always those little clips of, some guy at 7-Eleven who did have a gun and brings it out of the motherfucker trying to rob him. Good job. I'm proud of that motherfucker. Let's compare hillbillies. Fucking listen. Again, stop going down on your cousin and listen for 5 seconds. Look, stats. Statistics. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking Jethro to you. Sorry. Statistics are, okay, the people who actually successfully use guns to defend themselves, successfully, don't get hurt themselves or anything, versus the people who are shot and killed by guns and assault weapons. How many people, who do you think is dead? Who do you think is a bigger group of dead people? Who does Jesus say is a bigger group of dead people? And this for the religious motherfuckers. What kind of religion are you following? I went to a religious school for 8 years. I got a little bit of experience in this. I know. It did not say Jesus then said you could own an AK-57 or a bazooka if you want it. Fuck it, why not? He didn't say anything about that. He said, thou shalt not kill. He didn't say that thou shalt not kill except in war. He didn't say thou shalt not kill except in this. He didn't say thou shalt not kill except in that. He said thou shalt not kill. It's point blank period. Thou shalt not kill. So you shouldn't even be hunting, you fucking hypocrites. That's why I hate religious people. Biggest bunch of hypocrites you'll ever meet. The biggest cult in America is Christianity, Catholicism, all of them. That's a fucking cult. And they're the ones running this shit. Don't get it twisted. And the NRA, bunch of, they love to thump the Bible, but they don't love to read it because they don't know what's in it. How you can look at these kids now who are dying. I mean, when I was talking to Sabrina the other day, she was telling me about how they had these drills. I had tornado drills. I had fire drills. I didn't have get under the desk and hide in case, crazy Timmy comes in with a fucking AK-47 and starts blowing us all away. They have those drills. She's had them her entire life. Her entire life. How sick and sad is it? And it's never one of these people in the NRA who's ever lost somebody. You ever find that very interesting? Never. But if they did, I wonder if they would still have the same viewpoint that, well, just arm the teachers, arm the coaches, arm the, school nurse. Let's give her a fucking, Molotov cocktail and a couple pistols and all will be well. It's batshit insane. Stop the fucking bullshit already like that. If somebody wants to own a gun, that's great. Let them pass a background check. Let's stop with these gun shows with these people. Why do you need an AK-57? I'm not good with the gun names or whatever. Why do you need an assault weapon to hunt? You're a pussy if you need an assault weapon to hunt. Do you think our forefathers had an assault weapon to hunt? No, they had a stick. They had a stick in the way in the caveman days, but they somehow managed to get the meat that they needed, right? You're bitch-made motherfuckers. You have to go up there, I'll even say, give you a knife, you pussies, and they stand there with the carcass like they did something. You shot it like a bitch. That's all the fuck you did. You didn't do shit. If you had to go up to that fucking lion or mountain bear or whatever you're hunting, mano a mano, even a deer would kick the fuck out of you. You'd be crying like a pussy. They just annoy me, and I have to keep hearing about this shit. But hey, I'm not in high school anymore. I'm not in grammar school anymore. I mean, I can still get in a regular mass shooting, apparently, like it happens in Las Vegas, happens anywhere now, so who fucking knows anymore? It might happen to me, it might happen to the next person, but Jesus Christ, let's make it as crazy as it sounds. I say, let's bring on the apocalypse. Let's party. Yeah, fuck.